So yesterday, I published my review of the brand new Initio Parfums Privé fragrance, which is called Narcotic Delight. In that review, I made a comparison to Side Effect, and I think that piqued a lot of people's curiosities. They both contain hedione, they're both sweet, they both have vanilla, they both have booze, and they're both in the Carnal Blends collection. So I did get a few comments of people requesting that I do kind of a comparison video between the two. I'm going to be letting you know what I think are the main and more salient differences between Narcotic Delight and Side Effect. I'm excited to get on with this video, so make sure to stay tuned. Before I begin today's video and I give you my thoughts on what I think are the most prominent and significant differences between Narcotic Delight and Side Effect, I'm also going to comment a little bit on the longevity, the performance, how strong I think certain notes are in the note pyramid, what you should be looking for or smelling for. But before I begin the video, I want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm going to drop a link to the brand's website down below for your convenience, so go ahead and check it out. Read the description, take a look at the visuals. It's a really beautiful ad campaign. I know they put a lot of time and effort into it, so I think it's worth checking out. Side Effect and Narcotic Delight. Okay, so both of these are in the Carnal Blends collection. Now, you know that the brand of Initio has a few different collections. Rehab is in one collection, Oud for Greatness is in another collection, Blessed Baraka is in another collection. And then we have the magnetic blends, right? So we have 1, 7, and 8, and we have a lot of really wonderful fragrances scattered among all of those collections. Here, we have a fragrance that goes back several years, and it's called Side Effect. I will never forget the time that I first smelled it. I was with my late friend Carlos, and he had a bottle of 3 different Initio fragrances, and he was getting ready to do like a triple feature review, and he was so excited about it. And I believe that's when I initially smelled Side Effect, and I just fell in love with it. This has everything that I could possibly want from a perfume. It has sweetness, it has booziness, it has spiciness, and on top of everything, it also has mystery, sophistication, allure, a seductive element to it. And of course, it also triggers a pheromone-like effect in the brain with that sex-differentiated response on account of the hedione, which they did a study at Ruhr's University in Germany, I believe, and it turns out that, you know, on these brain scans, people did have a sex-differentiated response when they were smelling it alongside with another aroma chemical that gives a faint smell of like jasmine or something like that. Hedione is super powerful. Goes back to Eau Sauvage, and you know, Rudnitska used it if I'm remembering correctly, and of course it's a beautiful aroma chemical that is used because of its diffusive properties, but it also smells very addictive, and you can just tell when a perfume has, you know, hedione in it. It's a very strong molecule, and it's a very prominent and prolific molecule. So here we have Side Effect, and it has that creamy, smooth, addictive, musky, pheromone-like effect on account of the hedione, but it also has that beautiful vanilla, I think from Madagascar, don't quote me. I know in Narcotic Delight you have this beautiful vanilla in here. Side Effect, you also have this vanilla, but you also have this booze on account of rum. So along with that comes several spices, because spices are used in the fermentation of alcoholic spirits. So both of these are going to be a bit spicy. However, Narcotic Delight is more spicy in the way of black and pink pepper. Side Effect is more spicy in the way of saffron. So here's the vital difference between the two. Saffron gives off a leathery vibe. When you give Side Effect 2 or 3 hours to dry down, you're going to notice that beautiful, smooth, seductive, mysterious suede leather coming up to the front. With Narcotic Delight, from the very beginning, it's a bit more gregarious. It's a bit more extroverted. It's a bit more out there. It makes its presence known in a very unapologetic and rambunctious manner. And that's because of the black and the pink pepper. Combining that with the cognac really creates this delightful spice medley that I think is not likely to subside even on the driest skin conditions after many hours. The longevity for both of these is incredible, by the way. If I can comment on that very quickly, I would say they both last upwards of 10 hours, depending on whether you apply them to fabric or not. If you do spray it on clothing, you can expect this to last beyond 10 hours, days as a matter of fact, and I've learned my lesson the hard way on that, believe me. But side effect: vanilla, rum, spices, hedione, saffron, a touch of cinnamon. So it's beautifully sweet, it's intoxicating, but it has more of like this smooth, suave, sultry, sophisticated yet flirtatious quality to it. More of a date night. And it is very charismatic, but I feel like the charisma is amplified in Narcotic Delight. So Narcotic Delight has the cherry in there, which, as I mentioned in my review, plays more of a supporting role. So it's not up front and center. You're not going to get anything like a Venom of Love by Initio Parfums, or a Lost Cherry by Tom Ford, or you know, a Room 1015, what their cherry fragrance is. It's not coming to mind right now. You're not going to get that type of a profound cherry punk, I think it's called. That's not what you're going to get. You're going to get more of a supporting role. The vanilla is really up front and center, but that boozy appeal on account of the cognac is so intoxicating, and I think it also creates this darkness. So the black pepper, the cognac, it creates this darkness, and the way that I look at it is like this. You're in a jazz club or you're in a bar. You're sipping a cognac neat or on the ice, however you prefer it, and you have this aura of mystery, you know, enshrouding you. You are maybe wearing a pea coat, or, you know, you're dressed in a very dapper fashion, and you are conveying this sort of mysterious aura. Now, you're attractive, you know, you look very presentable, you're very well dressed, and, you know, people are getting to know you better. Now, when you go back to your house, or, you know, the person's apartment, and you're engaging in more intimate acts, this is where side effect comes out. It's a bit more sultry. The vanilla takes more of a presence or a center stage. So, for example, if you're going on a night out on the town, could be to a bar, a party, a club, Narcotic Delight is the way to go. Love this stuff. If you are visiting a significant other's apartment, let's say you're not still in that fiance phase, or you're not in the married phase, maybe you're just dating and, you know, you're still living in separate places. If you're visiting that person, that loved one in your life, and you want to convey this sexy appeal or this sensual personality or disposition, you would do so with something like Side Effect. Let me tell you something. The bottom line is, what do you prefer? And I say this all the time. It's up to your nose. It's up to your personal preferences. There's going to come a time when you wake up on the right side of the bed and you're saying, you know what, I'm in the mood to wear Narcotic Delight. There's going to be times when you're in the mood to wear Side Effect. So a lot of these are mood dependent. A lot of these are going to be dependent on the occasion. I think the season is tantamount. So they're both great for the cold weather. I wouldn't wear either one of these in the summertime. I would wear something like Musk Therapy or Rehab, or gosh, there's so many others. High Frequency is a beautiful jasmine-based fragrance I would wear in the summertime as well. Spring too. But all of these are going to be dependent on what you're into. At the end of the day, I think you should trust your own nose. If you do have the opportunity to visit something like a Saks or a Nordstrom or any other store that carries the brand of Initio Parfums Privé, the best thing that you can do is try it for yourself. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's good too. There's a lot of other fragrances from the brand that there is a potential of you falling in love with. And of course, these are including but not limited to Oud for Happiness, Oud for Greatness, Blessed Baraka, you know, Divine Aphrodisiacs, so on and so forth. Try them. Absolute Aphrodisiac is what I meant to say. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's comparison video. Again, similar performance, similar projection, 10-hour longevity, if not more. Similar time to wear it in terms of seasons and occasions. I think, you know, this is great for the colder weather, but I think ultimately the vibe has minute differences between the two, and ultimately it's going to be a matter of personal opinion. For Narcotic Delight, you're going to get more cognac, spices, sultry vanilla, a background of cherry or a backdrop of cherry, and of course with Side Effect you're going to get this sweeter vanilla, an overdose of hedione, a touch of saffron, giving it this leathery personality that you're not going to get as rapidly as you get the spices in Narcotic Delight. In Narcotic Delight, you get the cognac and the peppers right away. You get that saffron vibe maybe 2-3 hours into the development of Side Effect. Try them for yourself. What is your experience? Let me know. I hope this comparison video was in-depth enough If you enjoyed this video, please do show your support for the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell and also give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.